And so what you're really looking for is you're looking for people that are serious instead of curious, right? You want to separate the prospects from the suspects.
What's going on, everybody? I have a special guest here. I have Trevor. You guys have seen him on the channel before, and he is back. He has some crazy numbers to report. He was doing final expense before, but we got him doing term now. He's doing like life insurance for truckers. And when he told me these numbers on our mastermind call earlier, I about lost it, because this dude only works the auto booked appointments, but still crushes it. I don't know anybody else who does that, but Trevor is like, he's writing the amount of business that other people write, but only working the auto books. So Trevor, welcome, man. I kind of just want to break these numbers down and, ask what you're doing, because I think a lot of people can get a ton of value from, maybe your sales process or just the way that you're working leads or something that you're doing that's just working. So.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Appreciate it, Tim. So thanks for having me on. So yeah, was reviewing some things with you, going over my campaign. I wanted to jump into a campaign that you did for me. It was a done for you, that I did an ad package. So you guys did the image, you did all the copy, the headlines, all that stuff. So it was plug and play. I put it up on the 15th just because I wanted to get a little bit more traction before the end of the year to work out some kinks into my CRM, if there were any, and just kind of have fun with it. So I had a family in town. I was kind of winding down for holiday mode. But what I ended up happening from December 15th through 30th, I had 48 leads come in. I had 7 auto book appointments. I sat with 6 people and I got 4 applications. So that's really, my own admonishment, like my own admission. I really didn't work them too hard, right? So it's just, if you're going through all the leads like we should be doing, calling all of them right as they come in, I'd probably double or triple the AP on it. Yeah, so it was 6 applications for just under 5,000 AP. Good little extra AP to finish off the new year.
No doubt. So I know when you came to us, we were doing like a whole campaign. And these were only image ads. Like normally what we're pushing now is the photo ads. This was literally just image ads. So that was, it was wild to see, because the photo ads still work. I wasn't expecting them to perform this well. So, kind of caught me off guard personally, but we're going to throw some videos in there pretty soon. But the photo ads are still killing it for anyone that's wondering. If you're not comfortable doing a video, pictures still work for sure. Not that that's the case for you, but just for anyone watching this. But because I wrote down some of these numbers when we spoke earlier. Your total ad spend I have here is what, $630?
That's correct.
Okay, so $630. The exact number you wrote was like 4,886, so like 5K AP.
Yep, you got
5.2 to 1 to be exact, and that's only on the auto books. Is that right?
Only on the auto books, man. I just didn't have time to really mess around with people. So it was get on the phone, get down to business, and serve them.
Okay. And then let's see. And then you said it was like between 7 and 9 auto books. So out of the, 48 leads, about 7 to 9 of them pre-booked appointments?
About every 1 out of 5 leads would auto book.
Okay, 1 out of 5 auto books. And then 6 of them showed up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
6 showed up. Okay. So that's a really high show percentage. Honestly, like that's I think a lot of the reason that we saw that is because your campaign was so targeted. So everyone that filled out that form and booked the appointment, they already knew what they wanted and they saw the value in it. So I think with a video, that could be even higher.
Exactly. We talked about it. Like when you're getting into this, the riches are in the niches, right? So I'm just working a niche that speaks to people where you're solving a problem. So when you do talk to them, right, it's not a concept. It's the hey, you know what? You're part of this niche. This is what I'm looking for. Let's get down to business. Yes, there is a little bit of a sales process that you want to do to be able to articulate what you're saying to people, to obviously find out why they want to talk to you. So, you can show them what it does for them, not what it is, right? And so when you can do that and solve their problems, that's the sales 101. It just works really well, and you just got to be good enough to be able to solve that problem. And then, of course, ask, get it done, and make it easy for people. That's what I try and do. I make it seamless. I make it easy. I'm prompt, that sort of thing. So if they're prompt with me, I'm prompt with you.
Absolutely. So it sounds like one of the things you're saying is like not selling the features, like not selling the premium or the life insurance or whatever, but you're selling the benefit, what it's going to do for them. So that goes on like a situation by situation basis. I know you talked about a specific guy who like he was worried about, living an extra 10 years to get his pension. So you sell the benefit of, hey, we're going to cover that worry for you instead of just, hey, $1 million life insurance, right? And then you also mentioned about keeping it as seamless and as easy as possible for them. That's using low friction in your sales process. That's a huge thing that I think a lot of people struggle on is maybe they'll make it kind of difficult to do business with them. They'll ask a ton of questions or they don't make it seem like they're the expert, and they make the applicant like work for it to get the insurance. So we've kind of touched on some of the numbers. I think maybe going into your ad account might be an interesting thing to do at the end of the video and just kind of like looking at it. But I want to take a few minutes to just talk about your sales process. So like what you do on the phone. I know you haven't really cold called the leads yet, or like I guess it wouldn't be cold calling because they are leads, but you haven't really called through the leads. But all of the appointments that you've done, how do you like conduct the appointment? What does that look like, and what's the process look like for Trev?
Guys, listen up. I hate to stop the video, but you have to listen to this. So there's a group of insurance agents who are silently changing the way the business is done. We have over 1,000 people and it's growing every single day. Basically, there's a training every single week on Tuesday and Thursday that teaches you, 1, how to generate your own leads, and 2, how to write more business. There's a free Facebook group. All you need to do to join is click the link down below. We even give you a free mini course, giving you tons of sales tips and teaching you how to set up your own ads. Completely free. All you need to do is click the link down below in the description. See you there.
Wait, Tim, where are you running from?
Shady lead vendors and IMOs. Come on, let's go.
Sure. I mean, it's really easy in the opening, right? So when you make the call, the system, well, I got to give you and Julian a lot of credit for what we do in the system of how the CRM auto books an appointment, right? So if you're not familiar with that, that's important because what it does is it's letting them know to communicate in a way that, hey, an appointment's coming up, to give them notifications. And it's also building a little bit of trust because I send out a copy of my license and who I am so they know who they're speaking to, right? So it's very clear like what we're talking about. And so really just my opening in the beginning is, hey, Tim, this is Trevor. I'm calling you about our 6 o'clock appointment for the life insurance request that you sent in through Facebook. How are you this evening?
Doing good.
That's it, man. And then right there, you're going to talk. You can build rapport if you want to. I like to get down to business. I build the rapport during when we're talking. So, but what's really important is I say after that, just so we're on the same page, Tim. So when we're talking here, if you could let me know what your main concern is and what you're trying to do and why you sent in this request, right? So that's a big thing right there. And they're going to tell you why they did it, right? And so what you're really looking for is you're looking for people that are serious instead of curious, right? You want to separate the prospects from the suspects. So somebody just tells you, hey, I just want to know what this price is, right? Well, that's a suspect. If somebody tells you, hey, why I'm doing this is because I'm getting ready to retire, and if I die tomorrow, my family's screwed before I make full pension. So you know what? I want to make sure that everything's taken care of and give my wife some peace of mind. Right? That's a prospect. And you can speak to that. And so then after that, what you do is you explain what you're going to do is, hey, I'm a field underwriter. I'm going to ask you some medical questions. I'm going to ask you a few financial questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to narrow down the plans that make the most sense for your situation to give you a little bit of peace of mind. Does that sound good, Tim? Great. Okay. And then from there, right, you just go into it, go through the medical, see what they can do, see what they can qualify for. And I'm a big fan of the three-part close, right? So you go through it, you figure out the plan, you do the numbers, tell them, grab a pen, right? Option number 1, here's $1 million of life insurance. Here's what it's going to do for you, right? Not what it is. Here's what it's going to do for you. It's going to, if you die, this is going to happen. If you get sick, this is going to happen if you sell living benefits. Now, out of those 3 options, Tim, what do you think make the most sense for you and your family? And of course, what makes sense for your budget, right? They're going to pick one. They might have a couple things that they're talking about. Cool. So what we need to do is we need to send in the application, because the most important thing is to make sure to see that we can get you qualified, right? So we'll do that now. We'll take care of that. That way, if you have any concerns later on down the road, we can always move it up or down. That's no big deal. But then you have something to say yes to. So let's get it done. I got your address here. Let me make sure you got the information. Grab your driver's license. Okay, let's do it.
Seamless. And I like the suspect versus prospect. I've never heard that before. Yeah, we got more leads than time from you too, and we've ran with that. But it's interesting because like you talk about building rapport on the back end. Julian calls that backdoor rapport. But the first thing that you do after you enter the call is you find the need. You immediately ask him, "Hey, why'd you fill this out? You know, what prompted you to request this information?" I think is the way that you framed it. And I love that because it immediately gives you ammo to then lace that into the sales conversation as you're, going along the process. So I think that's something that a lot of people could implement is immediately right after you confirm that you're on the phone with the right person, you confirm that they set the appointment, you're finding the need and then going straight into that to get ammo to use later on in the sales call. So it seems like you also keep it really simple. There's not, a bunch of crazy things that you're doing, or you're not trying to, seem super charismatic on the phone. You're just kind of being genuine and just being yourself, and not like, trying to joke around or whatever. Just straight to the point, straight to business, find the need, get them quotes, sign them up. Is that right?
That's right. I mean, sometimes I'll talk to them. I'll notice I'm calling like a different area code, like Arizona. Oh man, you're in Arizona. Where you at driving today, right? One guy, I'm in Nebraska right now. Oh man, you in a blizzard? No man, it's 60 degrees right now and sunny. Can you believe that? Oh wow. Right. That's about the extent of it. And like, hey, let me tell you the reason I'm calling. Let me tell you what we're going to do today. Right. So yeah, it's just a process. Everybody, like I said, we're using a system to do ads in a CRM, but you got to have it in your sales process too. You got to have a process, right? As long as you have a process, get it refined, add in your leads to it, sift and sort the suspects from the prospects. Yes, you need more leads than time. And yeah, when you get to that point, I'm not going to call it luck because luck is where opportunity meets preparation. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard for me if I get onto the phone with somebody and talk to them and they have a need that we're going to get something done.
So let's, I just gave you access to screen sharing. Obviously we'll blur out like any ads or ad copy that you're using, but if we could just kind of like see the numbers from your ad account and like basically like the structure of it, I think that would give a lot of people some value. So they know like, we're not just making this up. These are actual numbers that are coming through. And I can
All right, there it is.
You got the certificates, the little tabs for the policies actually being written. So we know there's no fluff here. So we got
right. Exactly.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm showing right here the Facebook account, 48 leads, average per lead, total ad spend, right? And so you can see right here, it's through December 1st to 31st. It was really the 15th through the 30th, right? So just to do a little bit of extra on there. So, I mean, that's really it. Do you want me to drill into the ad sets and the ads or?
Yeah, I mean, if we can kind of just like show like, maybe the breakdown between the different ads. And then I know you like the process that we kind of walked through during the mastermind was like this ad, we should allocate more budget and then test it. So if you could kind of just like show that.
Sure. So we're looking at the campaign right now and we're going to go into the ad sets. If we look at the ad sets right there, we were working on 3 ad sets. One with no targeting, right? 18 to 64 in a multi-state. And then where you helped me do some targeting. We did 2 targetings that we're looking at with a budget of $20 a day on the ad set. And in this particular industry, it wasn't working as good as you can see, 6 leads versus 29 leads to 13 leads. So based on your advice, we killed this ad set. As we ran more ads, we found our winning ad, right? So our winning ad was ad number 3, which you designed. You did the headline, the copy, and the image. As we can see, this one got 28 leads, right? This one didn't get hardly any. So we duplicated this ad right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it with a new headline. So that's kind of the recipe that you've taught. And it's the same thing. What we found out going to the targeting with the multi-state and the multi-state that with no targeting and targeting, the same thing. It was the same ad that did well, the same image. And so now all I'm doing is tweaking the headline. I'm just keeping my budget low. It's really for this is something that's supplemental, but like what you're talking about, as we do this, right, you can kind of figure out a recipe you can run, and you can add more variables in there to scale it up. So it's not so much saying, hey, I'm doing great now, why don't I put $300 a day at it, because that doesn't work, right? You got to test it, tweak it, nurture it, right? And then you have a good quiver, good arrows in your quiver, right? So that you can run to have predictable premium, man, have predictable leads. You got to have more leads than time.
Exactly. More leads than time. I love it. Well, cool, Trev. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up the video. Anything that you'd like to add, maybe some tips for newer agents or tips for agents that are, maybe a little bit unsure about transitioning over to running their own ads?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the best thing you can do, just like in anything, is jump in, right? I know a lot of people get paralysis analysis and want it perfect. I know how that feels, right? You got to go through the course, do the course, get your ads up and running, right? Get them, go through the course. If you're doing FE or term or whatever, use the CRM, use those tools and take it through the process to see where maybe the holes are, and just have fun with it, right? Have fun getting going. And in that, you're going to learn over time. For myself, I like people that I'm hearing all the time where they just got in the business, turn on ads, and maybe like on their first week sold 10,000 that week. That's never been me. It's always takes me a little bit to kind of warm up to it. So I know that. I get going, I warm up to it, I get into where it's just a little bit uncomfortable till it gets comfortable, and I start evolving from there. So that works for me, but I can't ever do that if I don't get started. So that's the number one thing. Get started, jump into it. Tim and Julian lay everything out that you need. I'm literally just following exactly what you do.
Awesome. Yeah, and as far as getting started, guys, we have the course available to you. We have a done with you system where we basically set everything up for you. Or, maybe you're a new agent, you don't have the budget to allocate to that. And even if you do have the budget to allocate it, I would definitely recommend everybody to jump into our free Facebook group, Insurance Agent Freedom, link down below. We do live trainings every single Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30 Eastern. Tuesday teaches you guys how to run your own ads and do marketing, and Thursday is more on the sales side. So if you aren't already in that group, join it. We're doing some super cool stuff with some giveaways. We may even be giving away a vacation later on this year. So if you aren't already inside of Insurance Agent Freedom, click the link down below and join. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have Trev on here again as he, we'll probably be at a 20-to-1 return on ad spend after you call through the rest of those leads and we scale this thing up. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you got value from this video, click subscribe for more, click the like button, and leave a comment down below of what you want to see from us next. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.